Okay, hi, this is MX. This is a video in response to some comments from some viewers. They were asking about the founder's history before the present, before APTERA and between the two APTERAs. And some people were curious as to what the details were on the founder's background. So that's what this is about. And let's get started here. Okay, we got Chris Anthony and Steve FamGrow. These are the original guys. This is the new guy. Um, he's not new. Here's the thing about him. He's not going to be part of this presentation because he's not an executive officer, and there's very little information on him. If you look at some of the past videos I did on APTERA, I go into his background. He owns a bunch of oil wells, and he owns a lithium powder mine or manufacturing facility. Couldn't find basically anything on him other than that. But he's been working with these two guys at least since Flux Power, and we'll find out about that in the presentation. So he knows them, and he has dumped some money into the new reincarnation of APTERA. So anyway, he's not part of the thing. We got Chris Anthony here, is one of the original guys, and we got Steve FamGrow. Just real quick, Chris Anthony left when the new CEO came on. Steve FamGrow resigned as CEO, but he hung around. All right, just real briefly, these don't have anything to do with the pictures. They had a startup. They hired a CEO. The founders leave. Everybody gets energy loans, but APTERA, and APTERA liquidates. Okay, that's the first part of the story. And the founders go on to start new ventures. APTERA intellectual property sold to Chinese firm, and then founders repurchase APTERA intellectual property and bring back old staff and start the new APTERA. So this is a kind of now. I just want to say that this is. There we go. Let me get that pointer together. This is kind of a complex background. Let me go over this real quickly. I've done a bit of recruiting. These guys have what's called a high risk profile. That doesn't mean they're risky or that it's risky working with them. It means in their personal life or in their careers, they have a high tolerance for risk. And these are the kind of people that you want to have in a startup. You probably don't want to have them in a 100-year-old banking firm. But anyway, these guys tend to have jumped around a bit, and they don't have these clear-cut lines in their careers as a lot of someone who's been an accountant for 20 years. So we're going to try to dissect this, but I just want to put that caveat out there. It doesn't mean they're bad, and actually I think it makes them a better fit for this type of venture. So let's start over here, timeline. These are the two founders. They were just guys in 2001. 2005, they started talking about it. 2006, they got together for the APTERA 1. 2008, they hired the CEO. One guy resigned from the company. The other one stepped away from management duties. And then they went and did different things. In 2020, they have APTERA 2.2. Now, excuse me, it's very early in the morning here. Here's a rough chronology. Again, we're going to go through this. You'll see how this goes. But just to give you an idea, place to hang your hat. 2001, FamGrow was a electrical engineer at Illumina, the genetics firm. 2004, Anthony starts Epic Boats, a wakeboarding company. This is what they were doing before APTERA. Here they get together and form APTERA. They bring in a CEO, Wilbur, from the car business, and I believe they brought him in to organize a government loan or give them some more credence for a government loan. It didn't work out. One of them leaves, Anthony leaves, FamGrow resigns as CEO, becomes a technical officer, I believe. And then 2008, the Obama energy loans, they deny APTERA's loan. In these same loans, Tesla got $465 million. This is what started Tesla, or really helped. Fisker got 529. Ford got $5.9 billion. So, let's see if Ford gets any more money from the government. After APTERA, Anthony starts Flux Power, and APTERA folds, and FamGrow starts FamGrow and Ocean Holdings, and you'll see what that is in a minute. Okay, this is Anthony in circa 2004. This is Epic Boats. This is in another video I have. This is one of the boats. Founded Chris Anthony, couldn't find a wakeboard that was a boat that was satisfactory. Needed a better wakeboat. Started with a small. Anyway, he founded this company because he wasn't happy. He was a wakeboarder, and there wasn't good wakeboards. And he did found it. This is one of the boats, and I have some more information on this later. This is FamGrow. From 2001 to 2006, right before APTERA. He was with Illumina. Illumina was founded in '98. They began the big genotyping. This is their big deal in 2001. That's just when he joined, and he was an electrical engineer there, and he helped develop all this technology for this gene slicing, splicing, and all that. And basically right after he left, they got the full sequencing going. So he was right in the middle of all that, and that's all those machines that move the vials around. And you've seen this stuff, but I don't know. This is probably what he did, but he was deep into it. So he was there right at the key time, and this was in a growth phase and developing new technology. Anyway. The stock was listed at 65. Now it's 432. I don't know if he got options. If he did all right. This is Anthony, and again, this is Epic Boats, the wakeboard company. Now, it's hard. I don't know if these guys. Let me put it to you this way. I don't know if they're still in business. I don't know if they've gone under because of the Rona situation. I'm not sure. This website doesn't go anywhere, but, and that's a button. Here's the address, and here's the phone. 121 employees, 23 million in sales. This was a place. It's for real. Anthony's, I don't believe, is associated with it anymore. I believe it may be defunct or liquidated, or I'm not sure. But anyway. It was a thing. The boats are all over in resale. They're very popular. The last org chart doesn't have Anthony with it. We'll go over his take on this a little bit later. The website, like I said, doesn't exist. So I kind of ran into a dead end on this. There's some conflicting information, but it definitely was a thing. There are a ton of these boats out on sale, resale, and I believe they're the same boats that were built by his company. I think they moved past just wakeboard boats. But anyway, was a thing, totally kosher. I think with a little investigation, I'm not worried about this at all. If I was recruiting, this wouldn't be a deal breaker. Okay, 2006, they start APTERA. It's initially seen as an eco-friendly commuter car that could qualify for the carpool lane in California with one passenger, as it was a motorcycle. So this was their goal. Eco-friendly commuter car, and they wanted to beat the traffic by using the carpool lane. And they wanted to make it super efficient. So anyway, that was the goal when they started. 2008, FamGrow, they hire a CEO, and as I said, I believe they hired this guy. And that, there's it's not. I could look more into it, but it's not clear exactly why they hired him. I don't know if they say exactly. I think it was for him to organize the place, or perhaps put a better face on it, on the company, to the Obama administration to qualify for these loans. Anyway, as soon as they bring this guy in, he was again chasing the Obama administration energy loan program, and he decided to change things up against basically against the founder's original idea. And we'll go into that in a minute. But caused Anthony to leave, and Frambo resigned as CEO. He went off, and I'm sorry, yeah, and Frambo stayed on as a technical lead, I believe. But anyway, it's good that Frambo stayed on because he got all the experiences to what went wrong, and Anthony left to found a company called Flux Power. Okay, I have a video on this. I'm going to play this. This is from Green Car Reports 2011. It's a kind of confused history of what happened with APTERA. And I'm going to play this, but the thing is, here's what my take is on it. They had the three-wheel vehicle. The CEO found out that the government didn't want to use the loan on a three-wheeled vehicle. He went to a four-wheel vehicle, and he blew a lot of time, money, and R&D. And then the government backtracked and said they would consider a three-wheel vehicle. And I think it was that, heading in the wrong direction that cost, that resulted in the demise of this first vision of the company. And I think that's why the owners were upset about it. I think had the CEO stuck with the original design, it might have gone through. Anyway, let's listen to this. Okay, this is Green Car Reports from December 11th, 2011. Defunct APTERA, last day of existence, Friday, December 2nd. Chronology. Interviewed, now this is the CEO they brought in, Paul Welber, and the VP of Marketing, Marcus McCammon. They were there, who replaced Anthony and FamGrow. FamGrow, who resigned his seat on the APTERA board in 2011, so he stayed with the company, was replaced as CEO by Wilbur in 2008. Anthony had already left. And if there's one thing to learn, it takes a huge amount of money to start a car company. If the cash runs out, the company will die. The car designed by the founders, and the car Williams, the Wilbur, the CEO they brought in, was not the same car. Created a longer, larger version, blah, blah, blah. Cars that could legally be sold. So they tried to change it from a motorcycle. He tried to change it from a motorcycle designation to a car designation. It became clear the funding the three-wheeler wasn't going to be possible. Switched gears in January and decided to create a 4C four-wheeled car using the same plastic body shell, as well as the original three-wheelers. So, this guy was all over the place. It came very close to surviving. See, here's the thing. They were chasing these advanced technology vehicle manufacturing loan program, which was part of Obama's first administration's energy push. And the $25 billion DOE program offered low interest loans to automakers, using the retool existing plants, increase fuel efficiency. So it was he was pursuing that with the passers. Here's the chronology he recounts. 2006, the founders, FamGrow and Anthony, built a three-wheel car, which is a motorcycle. 2008, Wilbur comes in replacing FamGrow and Anthony leaves. 2008, it rejects the loan application because three-wheelers aren't cars. In 2009, and it's funny how Tesla and these guys cross paths like the Woody Allen movie Zelig. Anyway, Tesla gets 465 million, Fisker gets 529 million. Three wheels are redefined as cars for the purposes of the APTERA program. APTERA resubmits both the 2E and the new four-wheeled four-seat vehicle. DOC assessment of the 2E portion of the business and cannot pay back capital costs under DOE's sales projection. So in other words, the DOE did not think they could sell enough of the three-wheelers to qualify for the loan. After that, it shifts all of its development into the four-door, four-seat electric sedan. And and it says here that the CEO got a deal that said if the company raises 80 million, the DOA will loan him 150 million. In December of 11, another company, Next Auto Works, which never came to be, also issued a proposal to the DOE for a plastic-bodied, like a little tiny two-door Fiat. Remember the old $3 Fiats that were so tiny? It was like that, only it was plastic body. Nobody really saw this thing, and the DOA turned it down.
The next auto was an issue too.
They said all the venture firms saw that this small plastic car was turned down, and therefore they didn't think the APTERA had a chance, and blah blah blah. They never got the 80 million. APTERA shuts down. Now, if you believe Wilbur, APTERA ran out of money amidst the loss of confidence by its investors. So at this time in the Obama was running for re-election, they did this big loan to Solera, which was a solar panel maker that didn't work out, and that was a big thing the Republicans used against Obama. The Fisker didn't work out. That was another thing that was a boondoggle. So the thing is, they didn't want to do any chances, the Obama administration. And next, the other one that got blown away had Kleiner Perkins behind it. So no big name investor stepped up to carry APTERA, so they lost that. Bright shiny disease. The bright shiny object of DOE loans. 3.5 years at the company, logging time. Because Tesla and Fisker got loans, we listened to that too much, Wilbur admits. We should have raised money ourselves rather than relying on the DOE. So this is a tale to pay attention to. What can we come away with on this? They deviated from the first design. They had forecast 20,000 sales a year of the APTERA three-wheel, and that's what the DEO did not think they could meet that, and their projection was lower. It takes a lot of money to get these things off the ground, and if you run out of money, everything stops. And so you shouldn't chase government money. You should raise money independently. So these are the lessons from APTERA. The thing is, it's funny how Tesla's here, and you see this $465 million loan. Had APTERA gotten that loan that they were supposed to get, I think
APTERA would have got 125 million.
Very nearly same footing as Tesla right now. And the thing is, the founders, this guy they brought in was a nice car guy, and because of that orientation and him chasing these loans, they completely changed the original concept, which was an energy efficient commuter car, low cost commuter car, and it just ended up blowing up the company. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So this is just a summary of the film. I don't want to go on and on about this, but the thing is, I think had they have kept their focus rather than splitting it off into all these different things trying to meet these government demands, if they would have just stayed true, I think they would have had a better chance. But there were other factors. Let's see what we learned from this, from the APTERA one. They could apply today. Do not bring in an outside CEO. Stick with the founders. If you run out of money, you die. They got to keep raising money. They're doing a good job of that right now. Takes a lot of money, so they're going to have another round of either do a SPAC or venture funding, so on and so forth. So they're still going to have to raise money. Don't chase government loans. They are looking at government loans now, but again, I think they have to stay true to their vision. And if these loans happen, they can't count on them. And to change your plans based on what the government's doing, it's like building a house on a pile of sand. You don't know what the government's going to do. So raise your own money. Stay true and confident. Try for the government money, but don't count on it. So anyway, brought in a car guy, chasing the Obama energy loans, political issues, and that next car was a big deal because it was a similar concept, and the fact that was turned down also played a role. But Ford got $5.9 billion. Unbelievable. That's the EcoBoost. All the EcoBoost is based on this loan. But that's a lot of money. Tesla, this started them off, and I don't know if I mentioned this. The thing that actually saved Tesla was a big investment by Mercedes-Benz, and they received stock interest in the company for the investment they made, I guess, after this money ran out, and they thought Tesla was going to fail, and they sold all their stock. Mercedes. Anyway, Fisker, total bust out, $529 million. Anyway, APTERA got zero. There's the moral of the story. Okay, now Anthony, in 2009, after he leaves, and with Mr. Johnson, they start Flux Power, as he's stated as the chairman initially. And he's not really listed. I have a video on this. Let's see if it'll play. We can listen to it. I went over this a bit. Okay, this is the website for Flux Power, which Anthony, I think he might be some way out of sight board member or something, but he's not really listed in, let's go down here, the management team. He's nowhere to be found. Now, I don't see Michael Johnson, this guy here, he's the mystery man.
Is that our man?
There's no information on
the mystery man from the first page of the presentation.
The website. He's one of the co-founders. He's got the JCE oil well company. I tried to profile him in another video. He's got like 300 oil wells and a lithium powder mine. Anyway, him and Anthony started this up. He's still associated with it. He's associated with
it's irrelevant, but
I believe that's the same guy. Anyway, so those two are thick as thieves on this. But anyway, this is the company that Anthony founded. And I would say that both of these guys, FamGrow and Anthony, they were at the beginning of the game of this electric car business, every much as Tesla was. And they're very much equivalent of, they're Tesla without the brakes. So these guys are innovators and disruptors. So anyway, power supply, lithium battery packs for industrial. Um, let's just see, lithium ion batteries for forklifts, uh, walkie stackers. Okay, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, anyway, this is all stuff that's presently running on lead acid batteries, and changing them over to lithium it's a no-brainer cost cutter for this thing. Now they're also saying, see, founded with a focus on manufacturing for electric vehicles. This is Anthony here, and I don't think this will work. Oh wait, no, it's not working. But anyway, so they switched from that to lithium ion battery packs, and anyway, that's not going to play. But the point is, oh yeah,
They've done a lot of work on battery
packs,
technology.
and they got different configuration here, and you can see long life, wide temperature, high energy density. So they've done quite a bit of research into the building and designing of these batteries. So, and I do believe that they're going to be applying this battery technology to the APTERA, but I don't know that to be true. But the point is, they've done a lot of work on this, and so and as I said, it's a no-brainer as far as the application for these forklifts, industrial use applications. It's a cost cutter. It's a capex expense, but it'll pay for itself. And they are a publicly traded company, and its Flux is the symbol. And here is the market watch. So you can see here it's been up. It's got some buy recommendations. This is a one-day chart, but we can go back to year to date, and you can see the stock has been up and down, but it's what's the market cap is 185 million. So it's a relatively small market cap. Trying to see what the sales are. Anyway, I think it's revenue negative at the moment, but the thing is that let's see if the analysts come up. Estimates, blah blah blah. Trying to find. Oh yeah. Okay, we've got buy ratings from analysts. So this is actually. It's got coverage, and it's recently received a buy, and the price is going up, and right now it's at 16.98 after hours. So is it a successful company? Let's see. The target price is $21.50. The average recommendation is a buy. Earnings are negative 42 cents a share. It's up after hours, 1%. So the point is, these are the targets, 30. The average target is 21. So it's seen as it's a company that is past the growth phase, and they've been doing a lot of research, and now their time has come. So is it a successful business? Well, it's negative earnings per share, but all the indications are it's successful. Let me see if we can get a 3-month chart.
Okay, that's kind of a rough analysis there, but I have another one I did here. This is with the NASDAQ, which I'm more used to working with. But anyway, just real briefly, we'll go over this. All right, I just want to go over this real quick on NASDAQ. I use the NASDAQ site myself. So this is Flux again. And we got 1554 here. I don't know what after hours. I don't know if this will be live in this mode. But anyway, yeah, here's the after hours. Okay, so we're up after hours. 1698. So went up significantly. Last trade was 1698. Let's just go back to the summary. Here's the 1-day chart. 5-day looking pretty tasty there. 1 month is a little rocky, and we got a pretty strong 6-month chart there. Year to date's up and down. 1 year looking pretty good. I don't know, they've had a retracement, I'm not sure why. And if we go max, so it's not so bad. Looks like we had a recent high at 17. So let's just go down here. The key data, forward P's -14. It's already beat its 1-year target. It was at 17 today. Average volume is about 500,000 shares. It's been up to 22 this year. I don't know what this is. Fuel cell and Flux. Flux, there's one on Flux. That's December 24th. So these are all pretty old news. Here's one right here, November 12th. Flux Power's 2021 Q1 revenue increased by 135%. That's a good number there. That must have been a surprise there. So let's just go over here and see what the insider activity is on Flux. Come on, insider activity. Oh, come on, Bubba. Okay. Well, we aren't going to get the insider activity. But anyway, I can tell you there's buys. Here we go. I apologize. This was running very slow
tonight. I think there's a lot of people. 8 buys in the last month. No, 12 months, no sales. There's been 350,000 shares bought, and these guys are buying direct buys, and so insiders are buying. What's the short interest on this? Let's see if this will come up. Anyway, the insiders are buying. The short interest, that's pretty high short interest. We might get a squeeze out of that. But the analyst research, we got one firm covering, and this is really slow tonight. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, it's a buy.
That was just running so slow. I don't know if it was this stock or the NASDAQ site or what.
Yeah, it's up after hours, 7%. So we got a bit of a run on Flux, actually. All right, this is a buy recommendation. It's coming up really slow. Let's just see if the institutional holdings will come up. Yeah, here we go. We got, this is since, last year. So this isn't exactly current, but we got 9 increased and 1 decrease. We only got 7% outstanding. New positions, 8 holders. So these are all new people buying in. Let's see who increased, if this will come up. It's not coming up.
These numbers are not currently up to date, but it gives you an indication. That's how they list all these numbers.
Institutional buying, there's buys on it. So
for the institutional holdings on all stocks on NASDAQ.
Flux is not a bad looking stock right now. And I would add to this that our secret
founder, Johnson, with the same, they may have an integrated supply line because I believe he has lithium powder, lithium mines, and they may be supplying lithium to this battery manufacturer. And I think that's unique. And and I think they're going to use these batteries in the APTERA. So is this a successful company? Yeah, I think so. And anyway, it's going to be successful. It's already had some success. I think it's coming into its own right now. I haven't done an in-depth analysis on this, but all the insights are good. Okay, yeah, I think this has a better than equal chance of being a success. Looks like we got a short squeeze. We'll see how the stock does on Monday. I'm recording this on a Saturday morning. Anyway, so looks like Mr. Anthony launched a successful public company. Or, well, you can go through the numbers and make your own decision on that. Again, this wouldn't be a deal breaker for me if I was recruiting him. Okay, this is his background on, I don't know, I think this is LinkedIn. I'm not Okay,
sure.
just to kind of summarize everything, I just want to say everything's a little bit off. These guys are entrepreneurs. Their dates overlapped. I understand these. I've done a bit of recruiting. I don't find a lot of this suspicious. I think the Ocean Holdings could use an explanation from FamGrow, but both of these guys, these dates overlapped and some events overlap. But you got to understand, some of these lines they're not lines. They're fuzzy. They're fuzzy lines. So I'm not particularly worried about either of their backgrounds. In the next section, you'll see the Ocean Holdings. I have some questions about that. I think it's easily explained. I'm not overly worried about it. Anyway, here's Chris Anthony. I think this is off LinkedIn. Anyway, now he's CEO, co-CEO of APTERA. Before that, he was Flux Power. We went over that. Epic Boats, we went over that. The original founder of APTERA Motors. And then, he studied finance and he studied environmental engineering. And he kind of split his degrees up, which I don't mind seeing. Again, a perfectly kosher background. Okay, again, I think that's, no problem. Okay, this is FamGrow, and I think this is LinkedIn. I think this is a video here. We'll go over this real quick. Okay, for Steve FamGrow, this is his LinkedIn page, and EE antenna design, Utah University, in the Army, aluminum, we went through that. Use APTERA. Now he stayed on. There's a couple different things going on here, but basically he stayed on at APTERA after Anthony left, along with the almost to the bitter end, and then he went on to found FamGrow, and then Clean Tech Investment. This is Ocean Holdings, which we'll go over, and who's associated with Flux Power, which is Anthony's company, which is Johnson's company. So the three of them are kind of in there. And then APTERA Motors. So we got APTERA, Flux. We know both of those. Ocean Tech, FamGrow, and the first APTERA. So let's stick. We've done these other two. So let's take a look at FamGrow and venture partner Clean Tech. All right, let's go on to the next. Okay. Again, not necessarily troubled by that if I was recruiting him, and like I said, there's a lot of crossing paths here and blurry lines. Anyway, let's go on to the next slide. So this is FamGrow. This is his company that he founded. I found this record. It is registered. He did do it. You know, it's all kosher. LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. So that's verified there. This is a article out of 2017 Urban Ag News. I believe I have a short video on this, and it goes over FamGrow. Let's see if we can play this. Okay, this is an article in Urban Ag News in February. Oh, that's not right. This article is from May 2017. Vertical Farms. Here's our man, FamGrow, and Steve FamGrow. Oceanside, typical farmer. 1,000 square foot building previously used to make surfboards. So he's got this vertical farming going, and this is an engineering project from start to finish. He's designed a growing environment. You can see these stalls go all the way back here. There's hundreds of them. They have these grow lights on them. Anyway, this is one of their specialties, was his special kale. And at this time, he had gotten into organic foods, and he raised 30 to 40 million to start APTERA. And while working at APTERA, him and his wife converted to organic food style. And this is the same picture. FamGrow, who left APTERA in 2009. These dates vary from article to article. Founded FAMS in 2010. Organic herbicide-free food, best foods. Where they define and vax every component. So they put together this. He's thought this whole thing through. And systems engineering, which is his background. Electrical power is delivered, how it's used, vertical farming platform, third generation platform. So they've gone through 3 iterations on this, and easily change between a substrate and so it's hydroponic gardening. And again, this is I believe the kale they're growing here. It said one of the only problems they had was they grew too many different things. They had to decide what market they were going to address. Anyway, sells half of its produce to grocery stores and the other half to restaurants. Retailers of FamGrow's products include Whole Foods. Okay, that's the biggie. Barron's, Cardiff, Seaside Food, Mother. So he got in Whole Foods. And sweet kale is his thing, tender and sweet. It was... they could grow it better than anyone else. So that's food production issues. He's talking about how efficient farming is and how much better this would be. And produce greens in this country is broken. Vertical farming is more efficient, more sustainable. And it says here, Steve FamGrow, Ocean Holdings, AE. And we're going to go into that next. But anyway, take a look at this, and he was successful, and he got it off the ground, and he did it, and he got it in Whole Foods, which I think is a big deal if you're growing organics. I think that's got to be the big kahuna. Anyway, this was 2007. He started this project in 2010. So was he successful? Yeah. Did he grow a good product? Did he get in a major store? It looks like I would say that this was a successful business, and I think he did a good job with it. Okay, so anyway, it shows that he did it from launch and got it into Whole Foods, and I don't know that much about the food business, but I do know that it's hard to get shelf space. And I'm sure in a store like Whole Foods, it's even harder. And I think that's a major accomplishment. Whether this made money, I don't know. But I think had he kept going with it, who knows? He may have it going in some form. But anyway, again, not a deal breaker if I was recruiting him. I think it shows that he can do a startup. Anyway, just curiously, I have a short video on this. You know, the Musks are shadowing these guys have a parallel path to the Musks, and it seems like everybody's doing the same thing here. Let me just show this real quickly here. Okay, I keep saying about how these guys are crossing paths with Elon Musk. Elon's brother wants to transform farming. Okay, look familiar? Vertical farming, indoor farming, stack layers without soil, blah, 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 blah. Elon Musk's brother, named Global Social Entrepreneur of the Year, started Square Roots in 2016. So, you know, I don't know, what is that? 5-10 years after FamGrow. But anyway, he's growing it in shipping containers. I mean, that's his rub. But again, basically the same thing. Okay, and if you do a little, I didn't put it in this video, but if you do a little looking into this, you can see that he had a group of restaurants as well. And when COVID hit, there's some controversy there. And I'll tell you, you got to look into it yourself. I don't want to bring it up here, but anyway, moving on. Now this is Ocean Holdings. Now this is FamGrow's deal in Abu Dhabi. Investment development company, recent green projects, eco-friendly, renewable energy, irrigation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so all of this stuff, who knows, maybe he applied some of his FamGrow technology over there. But anyway, this is what it was about. And public sectors, private fields, we partnership worldwide in the field of, and now this is the other things they do, excavation, refinery, and trading of oil products. Anyway, with partners from France and Germany, and this is 500 megawatts of solar farms and grid-connected projects, and so they did do a lot of stuff. This link is a dead link, and I found the new link, and now from a recruiting standpoint, this also is not necessarily a deal breaker. I would want to ask him a couple questions about this. I've done some work in the Middle East before, and it's not America, and you know, these aren't public companies, and there may be confidentiality things he's dealing with, and so, but you know, again, I would ask some questions about this. Would it be a deal breaker? Probably not. And this is probably related to his raising of $40 million for APTERA as well. So anyway, you know, like I said, I'd want to talk to him about this, but just on the face of it, I'm not deeply troubled about it. Let's see what the now this is the new incarnation, and this is, I think, obviously since he has left, and they're no longer involved in the environmental projects per se. I think I have a video on this. Let's let this play here. Okay, this is the most recent information I can find on Ocean Holdings. It has the link from that last profile. I think that was LinkedIn. There's a link to Ocean Holdings there. It goes to a page not found. This is Ocean Holdings from the current version. And I don't believe he's associated. I think he has moved on from Ocean Holdings. And Ocean of Opportunities, founded in 2013, venture capital, And now you see it says focus on fintech, payment solutions, digital marketing. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So turn startup and flip. We provide expertise, capital, and a perfect ecosystem for your business. So there's no environmental talk here. It's why Dubai, Middle East, obviously the venture money, homegrown apps, mobile apps. So they're talking about fintech, app development, venture capital investments. We're currently focusing on helping startups with their fintech, payment solutions, and marketing sectors. The only capital can. Okay, so it's in Dubai, and anyway, so obviously they're not focused. They don't have the same focus as when FamGrow is here, but I think this is part of his source for venture capital, and they probably funded him when he was in
That's
FamGrow.
my thoughts. That's not.
But anyway, I'm sure that perhaps they haven't. Well, who knows?
I inferred
Speculating.
that.
Venture capital relationship
It's
with
not a fact.
APTERA now, but the organization has changed from what it was. So okay, and again, there's been a change there, and he's not saying he's associated with it anymore. And this, again, from a recruiting, if I was recruiting these guys and I saw this, this is, I think this can be explained. Perhaps he could explain, but again, when you're working in the Middle East, it's totally different, and it's not America, and there may be some confidential, but anyway. Perhaps I'd have a personal discussion with him if I was recruiting him on it. But again, not a deal breaker. He's not trying to hide his association with them. So it's just perhaps a touch more information here if it could be provided. Probably maybe can't be provided publicly, maybe privately. So anyway, there's the music. Let me turn this down. I'll put some links to some other presentations here. Both of these guys, if I was recruiting, these guys would be a really strong fit. They have a high risk profile. Themselves and their like a startup. They have direct experience, and they have direct experience with a company just like this. In fact, it is just like this. So, and I am, like I say, I would give them a thumbs up. That's stock analysis. I'm not a financial advisor, so you can take a look at that. I think there's a short squeeze maybe, but again, I think that's a CapEx thing. It's a no-brainer. So I hope you guys liked it, and that's the presentation. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll try to find more information. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good week.